Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we'll be looking at 10 more of my illustrations from the Inktober 52 challenge. So for week 21, the prompt was robot. So I drew the characters from one of the episodes from the Netflix series Love, Death, and Robots. This episode is about 3 robots who are wandering through a post-apocalyptic city and they stumble upon a cat. So I drew a little comic about a worm. It starts to rain and he pops his little head out of the dirt and he's like, "Rain!" because worms love rain. And he hops out and he's playing and he's thinking, what's the wormst that could happen? Well, I'll tell ya. The sun comes out and dries up all the worms who can't make it back into the dirt in time. You could say that is very sunfortunate. So clearly he's feeling the heat of the sun. He's trying to find shelter, but he's on the road, so he starts to dry up and he says, "Goodbye, cruel world." But suddenly, a good Samaritan picks him up and moves him into the dirt and shade. The worm is eternally grateful. As a child, before and after school, I used to collect all of the worms that were on our driveway drying up, and I would move them all into the grass. And I still do that today. Some people might find that rather heartwarming. Don't wormy, be happy. For 23, the word was shell. Basically, I drew me in the nude with little seashells covering my nibbly bits, and I drew my boyfriend in a turtle shell, and then I'm saying, "Shall we get a room?" Alright, so in high school I had to do a presentation about recycling, so I made a sock puppet, and his name was Recyclosaurus, and he just explained to the students the importance of recycling. So I decided to draw him in real life. This is the actual recycling process. Not a lot of people know how things get recycled, but basically what happens is the recycle people collect your recycling, they drop it off in these truckloads directly to Recyclosaurus. Recyclosaurus eats these giant bins of your recycling, and then what he does is he poops out a seed that eventually grows a tree. And that's how recycling works. I bet you're all wondering if I still have this sock puppet in my possession. Well, let's ask our very special guest. Hello! I'm Recyclosaurus. Do you have any messages for the children that might be watching the show? If you throw trash on the street, I'll cut off your feet. Wow. Week 25 was lunar, so I drew a cow as the moon, orbiting the Earth, going moon, because that's what a cow moon would say. I just have this poorly drawn demon with his face sewn up the middle. And the thread is coming undone, so you can kind of see what's inside, and it's just dark and hollow, like my soul. And his eyes are oozing blood, because I thought that was a good decision at the time, but I immediately regretted that decision once I drew it. I tried really hard not to make more Fallout references, but of course, here's another reference to the video game Fallout. There's a lot of different types of robots in Fallout, and this one is called an iBot, and it's just a cute little robot that flies around and can shoot lasers, and he's very cute. Week 28 is wires. It took me forever to come up with an idea for this, and then spontaneously I thought of trying to draw a robotic mechanical type jellyfish. I guess what I had in my head was like those futuristic, environmentally friendly cities where the tops of the apartments are like covered in plant life or gardens. I just like the idea that humans and nature can coexist without humans needing to destroy nature in order for humans to exist. Naturally, the last drawing of the episode is my least favorite, because why end on a good note when you can end on a slightly disappointing one? So I drew an ampersand castle. I just can't ampersand the way this one turned out. Alright, part 3 is done! So now that I am officially caught up, it will be quite some time until the next part of this series comes out. Once again, thank you for making it this far. I think you're super cool. If you found this video to be somewhat satisfactory, make sure to like or subscribe, or you can follow me on Instagram.